are back again. Yes, we're back. It is Atlanta Discuss. How y'all doing? In the past, I'll say good morning, good evening, good afternoon to people in all the 7 continents. But you know what? My Australian friends said there's a different way to do it. So how you doing? Good day. Good day will suffice for everything. So Antarctica, Australia, Asia, Africa, North America, Europe, welcome. We're here. Today, we're still with the country with the largest concentration of Black people in the world. There are statistics that have shown us that 1 out of every 4 sub-Saharan African is a Nigerian. There are statistics that show that 1 out of every 6 Black person in the entire world is a Nigerian. We have said it before on this program that Nigeria is acting behind schedule. In 1960, when Nigeria got independence, Nigeria was the beacon and hope of the Black world. Today is lagging behind, far, far behind schedule. Things are not the way it should be. But we're focusing more on the state in Nigeria that has election coming in some months. That is Edo State. For you that are conversant with Nigerian politics, Edo was carved out of the old Bendel State. That Bendel State, as far as I'm concerned, should be a country. There are statistics that show us in the past that there were more secondary schools in the whole Bendel State than the entire northern Nigeria combined. These facts are sacrosanct and they are verifiable. But today, Edo has been carved out of Bendel State. But it's a state that has a lot of rich history, a lot of rich heritage, extraordinary capabilities, and what have you. One of the most revered monarchs in the history of the world. So there's no point having election in that state without looking at who are the key stakeholders. Initially, when we were planning this program, we named it Battle for the Soul of Edo. But we changed it. We said, no, it should be the Edo Challenge, because you never know. The money bags might not have it this way, because Edo is known for one thing: the people's vote always counts. The people fight for it. That is why today, in this series of 3, we are starting with a diaspora, an extraordinary one for that matter, a lady, timber and caliber. Her name is Patience Ndidi Key. Patience Key, welcome to Atlanta Discuss.
Thank you very much, Adebalogu, for having me. I'm excited to be on your forum today.
Fantastic. So, because you're a diaspora, I'm compelled, like at the editorial level, we're compelled. I've spoken to so many people in the past, and everybody is of the fervent opinion that whatever situation Nigeria finds itself today, it is the diaspora contingent that can rectify it. That is sacrosanct, because we've seen it in Bangladesh, we've seen it in India, we've seen it among all the Asian tigers. So that is why for us, you're a beacon of hope. And I'm going to read out your resume, your profile, and I'm going to try and do my best. So now, Patience Ndidi Key, we all know, is a Nigerian. She was born in Benin City. She's from Ekeken in Igwebe local government in Edo State. And your late mother is from Oshimili, not local government. That's in Delta. So you're born and bred Old Bendel, okay? Now, you went to Exotic Primary School. Your youth corps was in Ado Ekiti and all that. But classical work experience, Patience is a business owner, serial entrepreneur, and she has served in corporate and non-profit organizations in C-suite and other high-level positions. In her professional leadership role, she employs and manages her staff for direct patient care. Patience is the president and chief executive of Nigerian Diaspora Chambers of Commerce. We're going to talk a lot about that. She's the brain behind NIDCC, a business institution project she envisioned, introduced and nurtured during her leadership in NIDO. NIDO is also something we're going to talk about, NIDO Americas. NIDDC is a business community of professionals and industry experts in the United States, Canada, Nigeria, Europe, and South Africa. Other African countries and around the world that aim to provide resources. So Patience serves on several boards in advisory and executive capacity. She's a fellow Institute of Policy Management Development as the FIPMD, member of the Chief Female Executive Network, advisory board member, Global Initiative for Africa, GIAA, advisory member, Diamond Youth Transformation Initiative, Nigeria Youth Decide, that's DYTI/NYD, that's the abbreviation, an advisory board member of Youth Pulse Initiative. She was the office project manager, Infinity Nursing Services, executive director, corporate communication and strategy, National E-Government Strategies, Nigeria Limited, and so on and so forth. She was the first female chairman, board of directors, NIDO, that's for the USA, Nigerian Diaspora Organization Americas, NIDO USA, former member, board of trustees, NIDO America, executive director, NIDO America USA, served as the Vice President, International Association of Women, Bowie, Maryland. That's the chapter in Maryland. Former Public Relations Officer, PRO, NIDO America, USA, and the first and former President of NIDO USA, Maryland chapter. A short history of success behind enterprise, operation, applied business, and system equity, and so on and so forth. She has received numerous awards and honors for leadership excellence, Lifetime Achievement Award from the President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden Jr., that's in 2021 and 2023. That certificate of immense contribution to Nigeria's development and dedicated partnership with Nigerian Consulate New York from Ambassador to Nigeria to Cuba, our former Consul General of Nigeria, New York, Ambassador Benel Yoga Okoye. Award of Excellence from the University of Benin Postgraduate School, a proclamation from the Mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, a certificate of honor from the Ras Baraka Mayor of City of Newark, that's in New Jersey, Global Innovation Award from Caribbean and African Leadership Conference, Black I Am International. I mean, these awards are overwhelming. Yeah, she speaks with passion and she's engaged in conversation across community, business, and government platforms. Patients have spoken on global platform on critical topics involving healthcare, ways to combat human trafficking. I like that because that's one of the issues affecting Edo State today. So we're really going to deal with that, So, Anyway, having said that, as an avid communicator, she has written newspaper articles, press release, participated in protests, condemned security insurgency, and so on and so forth. In her former position as NIDO America USA chairman, Patience initiated and led NIDO America USA strategic town hall meeting, the strength and the voice of the Nigerian diaspora among so many forums and lectures. She initiated the creation of Nigerian Diaspora Chambers of Commerce to integrate Nigeria and Western-owned business. It's still ongoing and it's expanding. Patience led a delegation of Nigerian professional years to educate graduate students from United States War College, DC on various topics. My life skills and career competence are matched with MBA from University of Maryland, graduate program in public health, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, that's from Poppy University, Bachelor of Science in Geography and Regional Planning from Ambrose University, Ambrose Ali University, Certified Scrum Master, Project Manager, Leadership Fundamentals, and so on and so forth. So according to her, she endorses this, she endorses all this that I've read because it came from her. So, Madam, you want to be governor of Edo State, you're a diaspora, and Edo is a very special state, Edo is a state that has a lot of history, tradition, and I mean, apart from Ogbemudia and Ambrose Ali, two past governors of Bendel State, now I know Edo is broken. It's almost impossible to see anything good that's happened to that state from that time till now. So let me ask you, what do you think Edo State is lacking today that you think you as governor can provide and make a difference, from where you are?
Again, thank you for bringing me to your forum today. I truly excited. Your question, good one. Edo State is lacking everything. Everything. This is the state I was born in. I was born in Benin City. I grew up in Benin City. My primary school, my secondary education was in Benin City. I went to Ambrose Ali University, the same state. So having traveled outside the country, visit Nigeria here and there, and during the 2022 traveling around, so I saw a lot of regression, regression, dehumanization. Nothing is working in Edo State. Flooded environment, roads in shambles. Are you talking about the hospital? Of course, these are the kind of problems we have in every nook and cranny of Nigeria. But Edo State, the kind of value that Edo State bring, not only to Nigeria, but to Africa, to the world, Edo State should not be looking the way it's looking. Culturally rich. Our heritage is close to none. You see, Germany, British, name it, returning an artifact, returning our goodies back to us. Edo is a rich state that anybody who really loves the people, who really wants to serve humanity, should not leave Edo State the way it is. So there's a lot of dehumanization. And we have talents. Over 60% of the youth population, are youths under the age of 30. That is why I want to step in by myself with a team of a team of experts that knows what they are doing to set Edo State in the path that it needs to be. Yeah, so everything is wrong in Edo State. The road,
All right.
the human beings, nothing is working, hunger, crime, everything evil is on the increase. And it is time we curb it by putting in good leadership. Lincoln Yon, I always use that example. The former Prime Minister, blessed memory, of Singapore. He said, until you have good people in leadership, you cannot have good governance. Garbage in, garbage out. So that is why I'm running, and everything is wrong with the state, and things can be right when we have good leadership, and that is what I'm providing for the state. Offering them prosperity so that people can lead a high quality, good life.
Thank you very much. One of the things we're going to try and achieve, because you're a diaspora, we're going to look a lot at solutions. So I'm going to ask you a question on some issues. Edo is known for child trafficking, prostitution, abroad, and all that. We're going to look at what you want to do in that regard. But before I go into all those areas, there are also issues on infrastructure and all that. But we're going to go into that. We're going to talk about NIDO. But right now, I'm going to ask you, you are running under the party PRP, that's People's Redemption Party. This party is synonymous with Aminu Kano, it's synonymous with the North and all that, So now, do you think that name will resonate with people in Edo State? How do you think that it's adding value to your candidature, to your aspiration, or it's a minus, or is it that you didn't have a choice, you had to pick that party, or the money bags have hijacked all the big names, the PDP, the APC, the Labour Party, and what have you? Why PRP?
Thank you very much. PRP, the ideology of PRP resonates with everything Nigeria needs to grow. PRP is a People's Relation Party, is a party that believes in human beings. Like you named the founders, Aminu Kano, Chinua Achebe, Abalere Musa, Abubakar Rimi, all these great men were those who came together. And we know, looking at their past, their legacies, they left great legacies for our country. So I looked for a party to be a part of. Of course, I know that PDP and APC is a no-go area for me. I have big friends in PDP and APC. It's a no-go area for me. So it's not as if, I was looking for a party who was, I know, and everything in life is all about branding and positioning. It is the way you position your party, the way you position yourself, the way you position your business, the way you strategize around it that will make people to know it or not to know it. PRP is a party that's, of course, we are called across the 36 states and FCT. In Edo State, we also have, our structure. Definitely with small parties, what I notice about small parties is that people come and go. The same thing with big parties. But when people come to understand that they have a quality person that is running for a particular position and is ready to give them quality, is ready to transform their lives, is ready to do things, definitely, I see people from that same APC, PDP, Labour Party, and all parties running to PRP because we have all the good things to give to them. And the person running, has all that they need, the quality that they need to transform their lives, to transform their economy. So yes, I wasn't really looking for a party because of name or no name. I looked at the party. For me, I was looking at what is this party's ideology? What are their principles? What do they believe in? And also another thing that attracted me was the people who founded PRP. So that was a given for me. So I do not regret going to PRP, and that is why I have stayed put in PRP. I tell people if I want to leave PRP, it means we are going to create something that will be robust between the diaspora and Nigeria to run Nigeria. But I don't believe in running from one place to the other. In the course of this gubernatorial aspiration, a lot of parties called me. People, some chieftains from LP called me. ADC called me. A lot. Some people tried to introduce me with AC and the rest of them, AAC and all that. But I stayed where I am. It's not about the name. We can promote the name. We can make the name what it needs to be.
A quick follow-up. In the past in Nigeria, our elections were free, but they were never fair. People were free to go and vote, but results were never friendly, wasn't a genuine determinant of what the people wanted. Right now, the elections are not free, and they are not even fair. Just today, we saw what happened in South Africa. They voted some days ago. I mean 24 hours or 48 hours. All the results is out. nobody is complaining, nobody is accusing anybody, everybody is happy. Maybe one little complaint there, but nobody died. We saw what happened in Senegal and all that. Edo State is a hotbed of politics. You're a woman, you're a lady, vibrant and educated. Do you have I mean, in all fairness, Edo is one of those states where the people fight for their vote, but do you have any strategy against money bags and INEC officials that they're not going to make your vote count? Do you have any especially because you're a diaspora, I know you're on ground, but do you have strategies to mitigate against such occurrences?
I think you said it all. Edo is a dynamic state. As long as you're able to create that awareness, as long as you have people who can knock on doors. Of course, every other party is knocking on doors. The thing is that the people are not dumb. Edo are smart people. People have come to understand those people and party that have cheated them every 4 years, cheated them out every 4 years. It's a lot of ignorance to think that what you have to do for people every 4 years is to give them some cups of rice, some cups of beans, over promise and under deliver. And even you look at, of course, we have 17 parties running. If you look at the crumbs of the parties they call the popular parties, these people have been in position. Their cronies have been in position. The people supporting them have been in position. They have also been in position, and nothing was done. So my state is a dynamic state, like you said. We're going to create that awareness. Yes, we're not thieves. We've not stolen money. We're not desperate. We're not going to steal money so that people will support us. We will do what is right for the people. All we have is our ideology. All we have is our principle. All we have is that strength to create awareness, the strength to tell the people what it is, to remind them where they are coming from, and where they can be. It's not about what you can get right now, instant gratification. It's about your future. People normally say that real politicians they just think of the next election. But leaders think of the next generation. And that's where I come in. I've been tested, I've been tried, and I've been valued. My report speaks for it. And I know those who have worked with me, both in the diaspora and some in Nigeria, will also help to tell that story. So our voice is going to be loud and clear, and will continue because we know it is very possible to win the race.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Now you're campaigning to be governor. What are the core values you are bringing to the table? What are you campaigning on? Is it health, education, infrastructure? Can you tell our listeners, our viewers, what are the cardinal issues you are campaigning on?
The cardinal issues I'm campaigning on is human capital, integrated human capital development. And, this is very dear to my heart. It is dear to my heart because I know that when you believe in human beings are the greatest asset we have. When you believe in human beings, when you do right by human beings, when you give them the resources for their lives, their businesses, their welfare, everything around them to thrive, there will cease to be crime. There will cease to be migration. There will cease to be corruption. I know politicians come and say, I will give you road, I will give you a vehicle, I will give you hospital. It's been on and on. These things are very simple. We have a lot of talent in Edo State. The youth population under 30 are over 60%. What I want to do is use that talent, help them to harness their potentials, merging it with the natural resources, numerous natural resources in the state to create wealth. When I deal with human beings, I have to know that for human beings to thrive, for their businesses to thrive, we need a good road network. So that is key for business transactions, for life to ply on the road. I hear people say this is federal road. The people that ply that road are not in Abuja. They are not from Zamfara. They are not from FCT. They are in Edo State. They are from Igwebe, they are from Ekpoma, they are from Igala, they are from Ukwila, they are from Auchi, they are from Benin City. They are not, in Abuja. So a good road network is key for anybody who wants to transform human beings. Then education. Education is a bedrock to success. And education is not just having PhD, master's degree, having a formal education, skill development, vocational studies. Those are the things I want to bring in the States. And also to look into our curriculums, to rejig our curriculum. Civic education is very important for people to begin to know their rights, for people to begin to know their culture, for people to begin to know their history, for people to, awareness in a lot of things. Then entrepreneurship has to be, put into our curriculum. We all travel around the world. We want what US have. We want what United Kingdom has. We want what Canada has. These things can be put in our states. Because you and I have come to understand, living in the diaspora, that our talent and our resources are used to develop the developed world, whereas we remain and being called developing. But our developing brain and our developing resources are used to develop the developed world. Does that make sense? So it is putting those things in structure and be able to create hubs that will help youths to thrive. Technology hubs, agricultural hubs. Because Edo has all that it takes. We have rubber. Rubber can be used for a lot of things. Pharmaceutical, for healthcare, automobiles, tires. We have the best wood, according to research. Hardwood, softwood can be used. Edo can have, a global furniture hub. So I'm going to be looking into agriculture because you see, Nigeria, our agriculture was our mainstay. Agriculture remains a mainstay in any economy because people will continue to consume food, will continue to eat, will continue to process a lot. So we'll be looking into agriculture, healthcare, education, with human capital development, very key. And again, our cultural heritage. People gather in DC. People travel from all walks of life to Washington, DC, just to look at White House. You can imagine creating that opportunity for people to come and look at just one place, Oba Palace. We have a lot of it. We have moats that have been built with hands, which has been turned into a refuse door in a place where you have people leading the economic team. So there's a lot to do. A state on its own can be a nation. It's already a global view. But putting things in place to make it work, making it a model economy, modernized economy with the resource, because we have the resources and we have the talent both in Nigeria and in the diaspora to do so. Those are the things and more that I want to work on.
Yeah, I appreciate your optimism. I'm sure Edo will be very lucky to have you as governor. But let me ask you this. Two questions in one, actually. Now, there's a gentleman I know, he lives in Houston, Dr. Ojo. I don't know if you know him. He has run for governor of Edo State during the AD days. So I think Edo, you and him, I'm sure there'll be other diasporans that are running, but at least I know both of you run in the past on that Alliance for Democracy and Man. I've spoken to him a couple of times. And he said, well, he spent a lot of money, but people just took his money and all that. So I know politics is capital intensive in Nigeria, not just Nigeria, third world general and everywhere in the world. How easy is it for you to manage and raise funds for your campaign, especially this? Are you banking on your personal or people's goodwill, or you're banking on the diaspora? Because there's no way they're going to run and compete with those, what you call money bags without a lot of money. That's the first one. The second one, that you are just one person. Your sincerity, we appreciate, we respect. You're saying it. You have that CV, fantastic resume. But one person don't run the government house. You understand? You're going to have a deputy governor, a secretary to deputy governor. You're going to have special assistant, commissioner. I mean, we all know that in Nigeria, even the civil servants are more dangerous than the politicians. So are you building your pool of human resources? I know you have said that you're going to do a lot on human capital development. Fantastic. Do you have a pool of diasporas, or you have a mixture of both? And let me allow you answer those two. The funds and how you build the team.
Okay. Yeah, the funds are definitely, like you said, election is capital intensive in any part of the world. I not talk of Nigeria, where the electorates are looking for you to give to them. I know Jeff Kennedy has taught us that think of what you can give to your nation and not what your nation can give to you. And why we see those kind of things happening in our space, in our state, and in our country is because of, people have been pushed to the world. Poverty has been weaponized, Yeah, so I'm not just looking at personal pockets, because right now, I will tell you the truth, even personal pocket has been depleted. I ran for presidency in 2023. So it was a lot of running. So after running, I stood there, do some swinging. So money continued to go and all that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking at friends, families, the diaspora, and the Nigerian people to support. And God so kind, support is coming, and we know the kind of we to continue to come. Yes, we might think we've not gotten to where we need to get yet, but and there are also other things that we'll be doing, creating awareness that will also open the eyes of people to get to know us better. Those people who feel, because the party is not well known. Yes, I like what she's saying. I like her tenacity. I like her resilience. Oh no, I don't think I want to put money. When they begin to see us move the way we want to move, definitely, God is going to touch their hearts, to give us a donation that will help us, not a donation that will help us to buy rice to give people, because on a good day I feed people, on a good day I do humanitarian. So I'm not going to, because of election, now begin to give people 2 cups of rice. I see it as dehumanization. That is another form of slavery. That is insult to the Edo people. That is insult to our people, because you've been in a space, and because you want to become something, you now to share money and all that. That is dehumanization, and that is not what we are going to do. Yeah, we will involve in skill training and all that, just to tell them that this is what we want to do. We've been doing it even before coming in this space, and we will continue to do that. Yeah, so we're backing on you diasporans. You're open-minded. Like my team has said, my team is taking this raise as a diaspora thing, a diaspora project. It's not about patients care. It's not about Edo State. And where Edo State stands, we are the Edo is the heartbeat of the nation. Just like, icons like Mandela, Arikan, and the rest of them have said, if Nigeria don't get it, Africa is nowhere. The same thing, if Edo does not get it, Nigeria is going nowhere. Edo is a connector. Edo is a big deal in the Nigerian space. So yes, my team has taken this as a diaspora project. Most of the people that you see donating, most of them are not Edo State. Yes, most of the donations and well wishes and all that, it's across Nigeria, and also my foreign friends and all that. So God has been kind to us, and we know we'll continue to get much donation from that. And and again, this is not a business. The people that we are calling money bags, maybe we should give them another name, because the money they are using are the people's benefit. The money that they were supposed to use to build roads, to create jobs, to do all the good stuff for the people. That the same money they're using to, so so for them it is business. For us, it's a collective effort, because in the end, we will not be looking for who we are going to pay back. Will we get on the seat and set the ball rolling by the special grace of God? Then the second question, again.
Yeah, I said, why are you building your team? We are going to have corrupt people around you. You are just one person. You can't be everywhere at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're very right. Thank God for my deputy. I see him as the man of his word. I see him as a very social person. I see him as a person that believes in people. Actually, what attracted me to him was all that they've been saying about him way before we even came to this point of him being my deputy. I've heard a lot of good news from him from 2021, 2021, 2022, when I ran for presidency. So having to choose him was a very easy task for me. Then other people that will be running definitely is a collaboration of Edo in the diaspora and Nigerians, back home, because it takes that collaboration, it takes that partnership for us to make things happen in the nation. And I think my answer, I will give you an example that happened to me in Naido, and I think that will answer that. Any leader that comes in with the idea to nourish, the idea to put in structure that will benefit the organization, benefit the environment, and benefit the people, guess what? There are people that are ready to run that race with you. That happened to me in Naido. Yeah, I know NIDO has been formed since 1999, 2000. I knew about NIDO in 2014. I came into leadership in 2015. So yeah, people were like, oh, she climbed so fast. It's because I saw a challenge and I know I can have solution. So when I ran in NIDO and I won the topmost position, I said I was coming to structure. Maybe people did not understand, the definition of structure. Of course, we know change is difficult everywhere, not just in Nigeria, everywhere. As an agile professional, I know that even in big industries in the United States, for people to change from traditional way of project management to agile solution is a big deal and all that. So when there were kind of disagreements in some things, most people decided, no, we see where this lady is going. These are the things that will propel NIDO. These are the things that will help us to go forward. That even the diplomatic mission got involved. The three of them, Nigerian government got involved. And still, they said, okay, your people are saying this is where they belong. So you people go back. This will help us to move on. So when you have the person on the seat, in the helms of affair, on the driver's seat, set out a goal, set out a strategy, guess what? People will follow that. It happened to me physically. So I'm not learning from somebody, I'm learning from my own experience. So yes, you're going to see a lot of things transform.
We'll get to NIDO.
Again,
don't worry.
You talk about the civil service. Guess what? They are underpaid. There's no money. They're underpaid. There's no food. Even the so-called 70,000 that we are glamoring. I don't know why we now decided that now is the time to give people 70,000. You should have done that earlier. And still the 70,000 is nothing to write home about. The people are underpaid. One thing I tell people, I say one thing is to get a living, to get payments. Another one is to get something that's substantiate, something that is a substance, something that is sustainable for you. But civil service in Nigeria is nothing, and that's not a room to get corrupt, but they have to be incentives. My mother was a civil servant. My father was a civil servant. My stepmother was a civil servant. So I grew up in a civil servant home. I know I lived with my mother. So I know the kind of benefit, even if she gave her life, her everything to civil service, but I saw those days when things were good for them. I saw the kind of benefit she enjoyed, even if during that period they still thought things were bad. My mother would come home during Christmas or festive period, have a bag of rice, some turkey, granite oil, pig milk, and all that. These people don't even get it right now. My mother goes to training. They take them to training, Abuja, whatever, Lagos, and all that. Professional, those are the kind of things I want to bring back for the people. And there's no way you can do those kind of things and you see people want to steal. And if they do, then they will face the consequences. It's very natural.
Thank you so much. Now, you've run for president before, correct?
Yes.
Did you also run for Senate?
No.
But just president. So now you're running for governor. With benefit of hindsight, this is a 2-in-1. Will you think that it would have been better to start from governor before you went for president, or you think your experience running for president is helping you this time around?
I think yes. The experience, was great. Of course, I ran to win. What happened. But yes, because when I decided to run, I'm not a politician. I'm not a regular. Of course, I cannot run away from it. I have to be called a politician because I'm in politics. I'm doing politics, right? But I'm not a regular politician. What informed my running for politics was, as a NIDO chair, I had the opportunity. You people in the diaspora gave me the opportunity to sit, one-on-one, discussing how we can better Nigeria with the powers that be. And we travel not just for Diaspora Day, presidency events, this event, this is happening, embassy people want to see you from Nigeria and all that. But it got to a time I noticed that everything you discuss enters this ear and goes out of you. Are talking to deaf people. You're talking to people that they're not interested in what you're putting on the table. And in 2018, I said, oh, these people still want to put the same government in power? What is wrong with Nigerians? And I got angry in one of our meetings and said, you know what? 2019 is too close. 2023 will take over Nigeria. And the diaspora took me serious. And won't let me rest, And I'm like, what's wrong with these people? What do you mean me run for president and all that? And before you know, that desire, that spirit continue, I couldn't rest. And now I started looking for a party. and all that. So the first information was run for this. And I did it knowing fully well that it is possible for us to win. It is possible, if not for what we are used to doing. So it's a good experience and all that. So running now for my state, I believe it's a great opportunity also, to replicate what I try to do in the national in my state, and build from there. People ask me, oh, it's kind of going down. I say, no, for me, it's not about a position. It's about putting projects together and making sure things work. And if this is where God wants me to God be the glory. It's not about the position. It's about the mark we can make. It's about the implementation. It's about the things, the things we can put together to transform our communities and transform the lives of our people by doing right by them.
Fantastic. So you said the diaspora did allow you to rest. When you say diaspora did allow you to rest, are you talking about NIDO? I mean, that's
no, not only NIDO, because not only NIDO, of course, my NIDO members, not only NIDO, because when I was in NIDO, we reached out, we worked with the AMPA organization, we worked with pharmaceutical organization, the legal organization, the nurses organization, and all that small, and even some, individuals in our community, and some forums that are not, business or other business, apart from professional, even our ethnic organization. So those that knew me and all that, there are even some people who did not know that I was going to run. This idea we've been talking about, they say, Patience, with all this going on, you should run for president. I said, seriously? So that really helped me that what I have in my heart, I'm not deceiving myself. I'm not just, over bearing with what is going on and all that. And I said, okay, God led the way, and it was a good experience. I don't regret. People say you spent money. Of course, you have to put something to get something. I don't regret what I did for my nation and what I did for my community. And for what we are doing right now, there's no regret whatsoever. It's all about, people built America and we're enjoying America. God is not going to come down from heaven. Yeah. So if we don't do it, IMF will not do it. World Bank will not do it. The leaders we left back home, and so many of us are congratulating and clapping for them, will never do it if the right people don't get on board. And politics is not dirty. The people that made it dirty, that's the only thing they can say to shy away good people from coming in. As long as we have that formidable force, that's a formidable force, that's population of good people who wants to do right. Definitely, we will diminish those that have been ripping off our people and ripping off our community.
Oh, fantastic. So let's talk about NIDO for a minute. I mean, from your resume, you've been chairman BOD. That's for United States. You've been in the board of trustees and all that. Today, NIDO, should I say balkanized or not particularly united? When I called you, we're talking about this interview, you said, oh, NIDO is your baby. So that means you have a very good understanding of the workings, the inner workings and the outer workings of NIDO. What do you think is wrong with NIDO?
I think so many people come to NIDO believing that it's a place to have a handshake with the people in power. And that is why you see people say NIDO is a government organization. No, NIDO is not a government organization. If you read your constitution, you read, you know the strategy, you know the aims and objective of NIDO, is not a government organization. So people come to NIDO believing that it is a time for me to climb high. It's a time for me to look for how to do business and all that. And that creates a lot of problems in a space where you have people who actually want to serve. NIDO is for community service. NIDO is a give-back organization. NIDO is a place for us to use, the vehicle for us to use to repatriate our expertise, our knowledge, our global networking and connections to our states, our local government, our nations, to make it a better place. NIDO is not an avenue to shake hands with the president in power or the governors in power or senators. No, people get it wrong. So in that kind of space, when people come and it's not working for them, it becomes a problem. And some people who have the character of people who are in power, when it's their tenure to go and they see that things are not working the way, or maybe somebody who is a good leader is blocking them, then it becomes a problem. I know people, Nigerians who have not come into NIDO, who feel because they are my friends, oh, they can just come and become board members. I said, no, I started from grassroots. In short, when I came to NIDO, I had to put some people together and we built the Maryland chapter. That is how grassroots I was. We started from nothing. We built the Maryland chapter from down up. And fortunately, they decided I should be their president, their first president. You know, so people think it's a place for power. And NIDO is not a place, it doesn't matter how much money you have. I know NIDO is a place you have a creme de la creme. There's a difference between education and enlightenment. There's a difference between education and leadership, you know, success. So you can be a doctor, you can be a nurse practitioner, you can be the owner of the highest, the best legal team or whatever, but you cannot lead. So that's the problem. We've had a lot of wrong leaders, and I, you know, being in diaspora, you would think that we have come to learn or added knowledge to what we have, and once we are complaining about Nigeria, we should not see it happen here. But the reverse is the case, and it's very shameful. So NIDO is a great vehicle to be what Nigeria should be. But NIDO must have good leaders to pioneer it. You must have people who are interested.
How do you solve that? How do you get those people together? How do you unify it? Because the country, Nigeria, is suffering. Mm-hmm. The country needs NIDO. NIDO is not living up to the billings, clearly. I'm sure nobody is going to come out and say NIDO is clearly not. And I agree with some of the things you said, a lot of pretenders to the throne and all of that, lack of capacity and what have you. But everybody has a fault. As far as I'm concerned, Project Nigeria, we are all guilty one way or the other. But Nigeria needs NIDO. So for example, America is the most powerful country in the world by China, you know, whatever. China is still not as powerful as America. But until NIDO America, the United States Board of Directors, the BOD, NIDO in the United States gets it well, the other NIDOs in the world might, you know, like you said, if I don't get it well, Nigeria gets it well, Africa gets it well. So what do you think should be, of national importance, now strategic importance to NIDO that should be done to make sure that everybody is on board? Because we don't have all the time in the world. The country is lagging behind. The ship of states is near rudderless, actually. So,
yeah, that's a very big one. Nigerians need to humble themselves. We need to believe in the country, and we need to believe in ourselves as Nigerians, not as somebody who was given blue passports. We need to believe in the country, because by default, every Nigerian is a NIDO member. By default, every Nigerian should belong to NIDO. But I've heard people say, oh, NIDO is this, NIDO is this. And what I tell them, I said, if you feel NIDO is doing bad, get involved and make it better. That's what I did. But I cannot be the leader forever. I have done my bit. You think it was easy? No, it wasn't easy. Well, therefore, of course, people will want to fight good things. People will even want to fight bad things too and all that. So Nigerians collectively, because NIDO is Nigeria, Nigeria is NIDO. Nigerians, for example, okay, let's use the United States. This is where we have come to, and this is the biggest, the largest part of NIDO ever globally in the United States. Okay, Nigerians need to humble themselves. We need to believe in one another, and we need to believe in that country called Nigeria, and believe in ourselves as Nigerians, not as naturalized citizens. But we need to believe in ourselves in Nigeria. Okay? People say our passport is this, they are giving us bad name. It's all about branding and positioning. Who do you say you are? You say Nigeria has not done me well. It's because you've not done Nigeria well. Nigeria has given a lot to so many of us. Even older ones who came here on scholarship and all that, so many never went back. So are you doing Nigerian good? No. So many prefer to sell out Nigeria than to do better for Nigeria. So Nigerians in America, well, just for example, America, of course, all over the diaspora continent or country that we are in, need to do well for themselves by believing in Nigeria and working for the good of Nigeria. There's so many diasporans who are, because we are diaspora does not mean, oh, we are all that. There's so many diasporans who have gone home and messed up, and it's a shame. People like me also had the opportunity.
Okay. That was the next thing I was going to talk about, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, people like me had a lot of opportunity. I could have decided to mess up. The money was there glaring before my face. But I told myself, I am not called to eat to the detriment of anybody. It's a decision. I chose my reputation. I chose my integrity over flaunting around and trying to see where I can enter private jet and all that. The opportunity was there. I know people who call my phone. I know people I related with. But it was a decision that so many thought I was even crazy, because I heard that one, you're very crazy with this opportunity. You don't know who you are as NIDO president chairman. It is not who I am. It is the job we can do using the vehicle of NIDO. That's why I became chairman, because I said I came to put structure together, not to eat money, not to dine and wine with the power that be. I could have decided to do it, but I chose not to. Because I know when you get money that you get on your own and, free of whatever, free of stress, you sleep better. You are happy. But people don't say, so Nigerians, we need to humble ourselves. Because when NIDO was formed, as we heard the story, even some people who are not a part of NIDO, oh yes, this, because they thought, oh, Obasanjo, Obasanjo, is a part of this. All the ministers, they are able to do all those efficacy or whatever we call it. And as soon as they saw that, some of them saw that things were not working, a lot of Nigerian organizations began to erupt. We began to create all manner of Nigerian diaspora organizations, of which some people in government now still support them. But we are not babies. We are not children. We can't do the things we do in Nigeria in America. So we need to begin to believe in ourselves. That's the only way this can work. Support ourselves. You know that my leadership is not good. Come in there and make sure I don't lead. Come in there, speak truth to power. It doesn't matter whether this person is my brother. Of course, with the crop of leaders we have in NIDO right now, of course, so many of them know we are not happy. And I told them.
So how many factions, to the best of your knowledge, do they have in NIDO now?
I don't really know either. I think I should ask you, because you're president now. Which is really wrong. Wrong. Those who tried to separate us actually came back after they did the election and to beg and say, oh, we are sorry, we want to come back. I said, NIDO does not belong to Patience Key, it belongs to Nigerians in diaspora. And everything was done, and, they came back. But before they even came back, we knew that a lot of things were going on. And I told the people that we're handling affairs, this, and this should be done. If you know, we need a sustainable NIDO. Yes, the leadership.
Right, let's move on.
So yes, Nigerians need to come together. Nigerians humble themselves. Nigeria needs to work together to make it happen and stop creating mushroom organizations. Yes,
absolutely.
It's not come in and make it good.
You know a lot about Nigeria. That's why I raised it. The truth of the matter is Nigeria needs the diasporan contingent. And there's not much time. The country is bleeding. And it's going to be a major disservice. And I repeat, a major disservice if people cannot come together, eschew the brigande, the animosity, and come together. One of the problems Nigeria actually has is we don't use our best 11. In so many things, we don't use. Yeah, we don't. Okay. And when somebody shows some competency, is Yoruba. If we can't trust him, if he's able, I think that's just unfair. Not even in 2024 should those kind of things be coming up. So hopefully the gladiators and the peacemakers who forge ahead come together. It's not a difficult thing if you're sincere, you understand. So it's not a difficult thing. Now let's talk about NIGCC, the Chambers of Commerce. One of the things I've also noticed is that, and I really appreciate your effort on that, is that there's actually no document showing all the Nigerian businesses, for example, in diaspora. You understand? There's actually, that's one of the things Chambers of Commerce they do. The Jewish are doing well. I follow everything the Jews are doing. The Irish, the Greeks, even Haitians, they seem to cohabit and better organized than us, considering they're a small country. So these Chambers of Commerce and all that, tell us what they're about. Then how will you use your connection with the Nigeria Diaspora Chambers of Commerce? How will that help you if you become governor?
Yeah, so NIDCC, Nigerian Industrial Chamber of Commerce, is a business forum. It's a business environment. And what we're doing is to bridge that gap. And it's not just a Nigerian thing, just like US Chamber of Commerce, Yes, it's US Chamber of Commerce, but, and it's all over the world. And we know, we're thinking of benefit for the United States, So yes, we are open to the world. Our focal point is emerging economies while we walk through Nigeria. Like I said earlier, we talk about developing world, and they call us developing world. But the developing world are using their talents and their resources to build and continue to sustain the developed world. And I think it's a sad situation. And it doesn't make, so many leaders like us happy. Being the fact that we've had the opportunity of sitting with government in Nigeria, sitting with government in America, working with State Department, USAID, and the rest. We know this developing world can do better if things are done rightly. But guess what? The white man or the foreigner is not going to do it for you, so it's not their fault and all that. So yeah, so it's a business forum of professionals, Nigerians all over the world. We're still building. We have other foreigners, Bahamians, people from the AC, like you said, and all that, to bring ideas together, put resources together, and build our communities, starting from Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria is our focal point, but as we continue to build in other countries, then we'll begin to see what we can do. Then how will this help with my leadership in Edo States? Very simple. The connection has already been built. And those states will be the best states in Nigeria as they allow me to lead them. The connection has already been built. The relationship is not there. It's not as if I'm going to tell somebody in the diaspora to help me to do this, do this. We already have a sitting connection with State Department, and it keeps growing because people will be like, "Oh, she was this." Oh, people still reach out to me. In short, recently, even some of my diaspora people are here. Recently, some organization, they said they had worked through USAID because we did a lot with USAID, with USAID. Now they're in Nigeria trying to do something with healthcare and all that. They reached out to me. And, wanting to, and I said, yes, I'm no more the chairman. And I, had to do introduction between them and the new leader. So we have already sitting relationship with top, medium, and, small businesses and governments. And this is not only the government of America, which we've done with the United Nations. We are vast. The relationship that we have built, whether person, well, of course, definitely, it still relates to personal because the person that they know doing this work is Patience K. So that's having to.
Tell me. Huh? I'm sorry I have to interject you. I mean, I get clearly a confident person, what you're talking about. So what sets you apart from all the other gubernatorial aspirants? Akpata is there in Labour, Aswe is there in PDP, the other guy is there in APC, because I'm going to talk to, I think, 2 or 3 of them. But there's a reason I want to start with you because you're a lady, because you're a diaspora. And naturally, my soft spot should be with the diaspora because that's my own constituency, so to say, in all this. Yeah, because I'm an advocate of diaspora. I know a lot of diaspora and I've gone home and messed up. As a matter of fact, political office holders today, I did a survey. I discovered that more than 50% of them have some semblance of diasporaism in them. Either they went to school here, maybe not particularly resident, but they might have gone to school. There's something diaspora about more than 50% of them. So, like I said, naturally I will have a soft spot for a diaspora candidate. But what sets you apart? Now you're like more like Edo State is listening to you now. It's more like a debate, even though those other candidates. What sets you apart? What are the cardinal things that you have said a lot about human capital development, blah, blah, blah. Now, what are those things that you are sure that at the end of your first term, if you're elected, will be done? The first question is, what sets you apart from other candidates? What can you say categorically, most emphatically, that at the end of 4 years, if you're elected, will be done? No story in it for those states. You have the floor.
Awesome. So what sets me apart is that, it's all about talking too much. There's no over-promising to under-deliver in the end. what sets me apart is that in the little space that I've been able to lead, because for me, leadership is about human management and resource management. And that is what I have done very well in the diaspora. And even in my field of career in healthcare. I did it in NIDO and all that. And NIDO is pro bono. So everything I did was free of charge. And these people, they pay them for what they do, but we don't see it happen. You know, I'm a project-oriented person. I'm a project-based person. My head is full of projects, and I can't wait to, download it in Edo State. But when I see the crowd of people that are, that are in the race with me, called the Popular Political Party, we can see what they have done. Nothing. It's glaring. You don't need even a child, a newborn baby. If they can talk, we see everything that is done. So it's not about talking. It's about what have we achieved? What have we been able to do? In diaspora, in the little space that I've occupied, have achieved a lot. It's all about projects. We did humanitarian stuff, palliatives. We've been to medical missions. We've, helped a lot of youth organizations. And that's why you see me advisor here all over the place, both with personal resources and collective resources. And we're not paid for that. We travel free of charge. I tell people say, oh, what you were doing, you did on the federal level. I say, guess what? Before you implement a project, it comes by idea, talking about it. One, you have that idea. The second, you sit down and deliberate on it. That's where the discourse, the interaction comes in. Then you now begin to talk about implementation. If all the things that I and my team sat down with the government or the project we put together and sent to them were implemented, Edo will be one of the beneficiaries.
Fantastic. So
yeah. So
go ahead.
Coming into, so that's where I stand out. I come with knowledge. I come with expertise. I have been in positions where I have implemented, but these people have been in position, I can't see what they have done. Yeah, they might have a lot of money to play with, but this very election, money will be downplayed. By the special grace of God, the people will create that awareness. So maybe people understand you don't sell your birthright, you don't sell your destiny again and again and again, and think that anything will change. So that's the difference. So again, it's not about being a woman. It's about being somebody who is visionary. It's about being somebody who is compassionate. I am not just compassionate as a human being. I do a job that entails that I must have compassion and empathy, which is healthcare. And I've worked with the grassroots. I'm not just somebody who have been just on the board. I've also done grassroots work. So I am versatile. I know better. It's not about talking. It's going to be implementation. Then when I get in office, of course, the first thing I think I want to do is cushion the economy and cushion the people. There are people that are in businesses. I know they said that a lot of money rolls into the coffers of the government every month in the billions. Security this money for that. Recently the president just said, please, nobody should be shouting here. You want money, you want anything done, hold your governors accountable. This monies that come into the government, what do we do with it? The first thing I want to do is to create, programs, palliatives. People need to live. They did it for us in the United States. United States, a world-renowned economy. After the pandemic, the government looked at the people and said, okay, my people have to live for a space of 6 months. Then we have to cut tax for those small businesses. Increasing tax does not grow any economy. It does not allow things to be better. No way. Because the people that are actually supposed to be paying these taxes are not even paying. And the salary of the government workers, the civil servants, all around has to be taken care of. 70,000, 100,000 is not enough. We need to put that in place. And also, even the schools, people come in and want to give loans to students. You give loans to students, how are they going to pay? Is it that when they get that loan, when they finish education, immediately they're going to get jobs? No, it has never happened in Nigeria. It is not happening. Not with the kind of economy, not with the kind of government system that we are looking at right now. So we created an enabling
Yes.
environment, for people to be able to go to school in some levels without paying school fees, free education. It happened before. So those immediate incentives will help to cushion the environment while we begin to think of the big projects that we must do to sustain the economy.
All right, we're about to round up now. So I'm going to ask you two questions. This one's a yes or no, yes or no. Now, first one is, if you lose, will you run again? Yes or no?
I know I will not lose.
Okay. All right. So we're talking to Our Excellency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. By
If
special grace
some
of
other
God.
person, if some other person wins, I like that. I mean, it's element of optimism, element of
Yeah, for me,
positivity,
it's about
fantastic.
service. There's nothing wrong, but
Yeah,
I know I will not lose.
yeah.
By the
No.
special.
I mean, I agree with you. If somebody else wins, for example, say Apata, Aswe, or somebody, and like, so Madam Key, you've done very well. You fought a fantastic campaign. You are a scholar. You are connected internationally. Can you please come and be part of my government? Will you accept? Yes or no?
Do you want? I think that thing has a caveat. Can I just put
Please
straight
go
into
ahead.
my
I'll
Yeah.
allow you a minute to do.
You know what? The thing is, who are you serving with? In this very
Mm,
administration, the presidential administration, a lot of people came to me. I mean, a lot. Those in the diaspora and
mm,
some big people in Nigeria. Send your
mm.
resume. I said, to who? You don't, there's a lot to do. I love to work with anybody who is, but the thing, you don't want to work in a space where they will tell you what to do and how to do it. It becomes a problem. I will resign the next minute. So if that happens, and I agree, of which is to serve my state, is to serve my nation, but that administration must agree openly that I will be given the opportunity, the full hand, to work to the best of my knowledge and change the aspects of the nation, the country, or the space that have given me the opportunity to serve.
If all that works out and they give you a portfolio to work on, what portfolio will you pick?
The governor of the state.
Yeah, I'm talking if there's another
I understand
governor.
what you're
And
saying.
yeah,
I understand where you're going.
I was expecting you to say health actually, because you have a flair for that. You understand? But it's all right.
I'm
We've been
big on
talking
health. I'm
to,
big on economy.
I noticed
And,
that.
and,
So
and, and, and economy touches all aspects. But I want to
fantastic.
be able to put the policies that can make both that aspect, that sector and other sector to thrive. So the best position would be, because it's not, you need the policies that they push is what makes or mars the society. What they
Absolutely.
push and what they do and what they use, the resources that come into the states and the natural resources and the human beings that have a lot of talent, what they do with them is what matters. And that is what I have to change. And that is, that's
Absolutely.
why the governor is the best bet. So I work with a cross-functional team of individuals who will put their time and energy to help transform. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Key. You're speaking very well. Hate her, love her, love her. You can't deny that she has the passion. That passion, I respect. That passion, we love at Atlanta Discuss. Some of our past guests have said it. Professor Tommy, Professor Dinkalu, Pastor Edwards, Senator Shehu Sani. The problem of Nigeria is failure of leadership. It is not creating a new constitution. It is not parliamentary. No. It is failure of leadership. Simple. People are not sacrificing. People are selfish. That's just the truth. One reason why we do what we do is that as diaspora, there's no better time to come to the help of the country. So, Madam K, your diaspora project, we pray all diaspora support you, and I wish you good luck in all your endeavors. It's a wrap there. Thank you for coming. Hopefully, when you become governor, we invite you again. Then, it won't be too hard to reach you to come and,
No
because that's
problem. Well,
another.
that's our family. I'm your project.
Anyway,
So,
okay, all right.
awesome.
So that's a wrap. Antarctica, I know there are not many people that live in Antarctica, but you're part of the seventh continent. Australia, we know you're watching. Asia, you know you're watching. We have followership in India, So Africa, a lot of followership. North America, a lot. South America, quite a few. Europe and what have you, that is Dr. Patient Ndidi. She's running to be governor of Edo State. She's a diaspora project. She has spoken from the heart. And hopefully the people of Edo State will pick the best, and God knows what will happen from there. Edo is a special state in Nigeria, no doubt. So, Madam, I wish you good luck in advance. Thank you. That's a wrap.
Thank you very
Take
much. I
care.
appreciate it.
See you next time. And we're going to come. We're bringing two other gubernatorial candidates. So we have started with Madam Keys because she's diasporan. And that's the reason. I think two other guys have come in. They have signified their intention to talk to us, and we'll take it from there. So you all have opportunity to compare our contrast. So maybe you're all up for Madam Keys. Thank you once again for coming. God bless you all. Bye.